A movie or show about a bunch of iconic literary figures getting together over a pint seems like it would have been done already. But since we haven't seen or heard of one, here is RCT Geek's pitch for an Inklings movie. It starts out in 1933. Enter C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien. Lewis will invite someone who becomes a somewhat regular member of the Inklings. That's our plot device to explain the group's origin and purpose, and gives a chance to show the who's who of the group. They have a meeting over a cup of tea in Lewis's place at Magdalen College, Oxford. This is where they discuss an unfinished work of a member, and where we hear some bits from Lewis of his initial ideas of what would become Out of the Silent Planet. And Tolkien will read some poetry and talk about language. After the meeting, Tolkien and Lewis are talking, and they decide to call themselves the Inklings. The movie is mostly going to cover the golden era of the Inklings. Let's see these guys bantering and bouncing ideas off each other, and even delivering serious criticism, and get into very passionate debates about the use of allegory and how to best spread the faith via writing and stories. And let's have discussions of philosophy and theology. And we can't not have plenty of snippets from the works of these writers, because let's be honest, that's going to be a huge pull in getting people to come see the movie. Now, very important, throughout the movie, we want to see these men reacting to the events of the world and going through their personal issues of faith, etc. Let's see them at Mass and listening to the news on the radio while clearly distressed. We need to make it clear that this movie is not just a feature-length montage with nostalgic references about a group of stuffy academics huddling up in their ivory towers untainted by the world. So for the final act, one night at the Eagle and Child pub, the big disagreements between the members get resolved, and one member decides that this is their last time coming. We'll have a brief look back at the major works of each member with some reflections. Final shot is of the members in full discussion. Then pull out to a wide shot, cuts to black, credits. That's how we want to end the movie. Not a sad farewell to the Inklings when they end their final meeting, but a fond look back. They may no longer be meeting or even alive, but remember these men. Remember their work, because it's their stories and their genius that live on. The cast. We don't want a bunch of hunky heartthrobs here, nor a bunch of big names just for the sake of getting big names. We want actors that bring experience and class for the scholarly aspects of their characters, but also some humor, and they need to have that chemistry with their fellow actors. While the ages of these actors are going to be all over the place, the physical resemblance was very important when making our choices, with the exception of this first one. Nicholas Hoult returns as Tolkien, because from what I can gather, the Tolkien biopic was unsatisfying for a lot of people. So let's give Hoult another chance. For C.S. Lewis, we asked around and got a lot of interesting responses. Anthony Hopkins portrayed the Narnia creator in the 1993 film Shadowlands, so bringing him in would be a nice touch. However, Anthony Hopkins is 83, just too old in our books. Believe it or not, a couple people actually suggested Kevin Spacey, but realized it would probably not happen given his past activities. Agreed. Looking at photos of Lewis with glasses, we were reminded of Bracewell from the Doctor Who episode Victory of the Daleks. You also might recognize that actor from Outlander. So Bill Patterson as C.S. Lewis. An actor for Charles Williams needs to have a more leaner, more serious face. With some glasses on, we think Tobias Menzies fits the bill. He's been on The Crown, Game of Thrones, Outlander. Owen Barfield. Sure, in his younger years, he might look like James Mason with the eyebrows of Will Poulter, but in his later years, we are getting a very different vibe. William H. Macy did come to mind, but we went with Jeremy Irons. There's our pitch and cast of the four main Inklings. By all means, comment if you think we got all this wrong and you know exactly who should play who and what the plot should be. We want to hear from you. No, seriously, we want to hear from you. And if you want to see more great videos that fuse your Catholic faith and your geekiness, then subscribe to Random Catholic Thoughts Geek. Don't forget to like, share, and suggest a topic. May the Lord be with you.